When we see these beautiful luxury brands, the ones that look so cohesive from every single touch point, it's easy to think that this comes naturally. It's a similar assumption that we make when we see celebrities or public figures that we think are really beautiful and falling into the belief that they just wake up and were born looking like that. The same way as many of us have come to know that these individuals keep up those looks because of extensive regimens, a lot of help from photo retouching, makeup, and even surgeons and injectors. Similar is true for these luxury brands and businesses. As somebody who has seen the behind the scenes, who has looked behind the veil, I know that there is so much structure that goes into presenting in the way that the brands that you most admire and look up to do. There is research and creative direction and strategy, and all of these things come with a cost, temporal or financial. So my goal in this video is to break down what those costs are, both for the DIY entrepreneur who might have a limited budget and for the powerhouse individual or enterprise that has seen some or a lot of success and wants a white glove experience, plus the people who are somewhere in between. There are essentially 3 ways to build a high-end brand. To do it yourself, but with guidance, through a collaborative partnership, or having a full-service agency or consultancy build it for you. So let's start with that first tier. This is for the early stage entrepreneur that may have a lot more time than they have capital. For this person, it's going to take a lot of hours, a lot of sweat equity to build a well-done high-end brand. If you're still working a full-time job, then you might be putting in 4 to 6 to even 8 hours outside of your corporate hours to be able to get this done. There still might be a little bit of financial investment too, which I'm going to touch on where to focus those things that might go all the way up to about $5,000. It is wise to budget for brand research, tools and templates, fonts and creative asset licensing like photos and illustrations. And one of my best tricks is to invest in a really, really beautiful font that can do a lot of the legwork with your brand and is lesser used and a bit unique, especially if you're not having the budget to have like a full brand kit designed. The next cost within this tier might be a consulting session with a brand strategist to be able to gut check your assumptions, guide and steer everything, refine things for you to de-risk your launch and any of the money that you spend going forward on marketing or branding. And lastly, a website, even if you do it yourself, is going to cost money for hosting any templates that you started with and any business pro plans to be able to have all the features that is needed. The positive of landing in this tier is that you're learning deeply about your business and your core audience. But of course, as you could guess, the difficulty is you may not be a professional at this and things probably won't feel as tight and polished as if you were to hire somebody to do it for you. And you are susceptible to any of your own blind spots and your narrow view. As mentioned earlier, it also takes a lot of time, and I found that a lot of entrepreneurs and founders who stay within this DIY zone will drag their feet on launching because they haven't invested any finances into it, and they're having a little bit of analysis paralysis and decision fatigue, and all these things can just lead to these long stretched out timelines where we're doing a whole lot of nothing and we don't have enough accountability or traction to help us push our businesses into a place where it can become a full-time and sustainable endeavor. Now let's think about the next tier, which is that collaborative partnership. This is where we are getting into the high 4-figure and low 5-figure range. This budget may go towards a brand strategist who's going to put together workshops and presentations and decks. They're going to do a little bit of the research for you, and they're really going to walk with you to build that really important foundation or skeleton of your brand. Once you have that positioning really set and a good target that you're working towards, some of that budget now may go towards a designer that could be in the same full service agency, or another person that you take that strategic work and hand it to. This is where you're going to get your logo design, your typography, your colors, your photographic direction, all of the things that create the visual framework that all of the rest of your branding and marketing will fit within. Within this budget, you might be able to also get a website designed and built. Usually it won't be a website that has extensive development that can jump, swim, and fly, but you will be able to get something beautiful, clean, and functional designed for your business. And on the upper end of this budget, you probably will also get some launch collateral. So this might be social media templates, it might be some print collateral like business cards, packaging, letterheads, anything to help you take the high level guidance that comes from your branding kit and actually put it into the communications tools that will export your branding into the world. So the benefit of having this type and level of service is cohesion. At our studio, this is the range that most of our clients live in. Studies have shown that brands that present themselves cohesively increase their revenue anywhere between 20 to 25%. So it really does make a significant business impact. Yet those same studies have shown that about 70% of brands do not show up cohesively. So by getting this level of service, you're already ahead of many of your competitors and are going to stand out significantly in the market. You'll be able to command higher price points. You'll probably attract more customers. People will trust you a little bit easier, and all of your marketing spend will take you a lot further when people land on your profiles or on your websites or walk into your stores, and everything just feels like a love letter written to your target clientele. Now, the top tier level of service is completely done for you. This is branding that can cost anywhere from $40 to $100 or even $200,000. Really, there's no ceiling on this, but most commonly what I've seen is things that are in the high 5-figure and low 6-figure range. This is well suited for the individuals or the corporations with more money than they have time, who really want to entrust the entire process to a seasoned professional. When I've led processes with budgets like these, we do a lot of detailed cultural research and strategy, things like stakeholder interviews, focus groups for the existing or prospective clients and customers of your business, surveys, audits of what you've already put into the world or any competitors or precedents, naming and storytelling development, often created through these really fun either online or in-person workshops, all of which ladder up to a full identity system and a detailed brand guidelines document that often ranges anywhere between 30 to 100 pages. Of course, you'll be able to afford with this budget beautiful website design and development, any collateral that you may desire and that might be mission critical to the project. And oftentimes, at least with my projects, this spatializes. You might get signage design, storefront design, office design, any way to activate the spaces that you populate either on a permanent basis or temporarily in events and pop-ups into this immersive brand experience. And lastly, these engagements often include content strategy, launch oversight, and perhaps photography as well. This approach delivers the highest ROI, return on investment, because it's strategic from day one. But it also requires a lot of alignment and a lot of trust. Your role in meetings is usually just to react and respond, while the agency hired will do a lot of the driving of the direction. You are simply offering steering feedback while professional brings your brand to life. Regardless of what level of engagement you're ready for, A strong brand foundation does three things. It clarifies your story so people understand why you exist. It builds trust through design that feels deliberate. And it saves time and money, preventing costly misalignments. If you would like a strategic eye on what you're building, this is the exact type of work that we do at Atelier Oluwatosin. And we have services that fit into all three budget categories. And we are always happy to have a conversation with you to help you diagnose and identify where you may fit in this spectrum and what level of servicing is right for both the current state of your business and where you would like it to go in its long-term trajectory. Reach out. My name's Tosin and I'm the founding principal of Atelier Oluwatosin, and I look forward to having a conversation with you hopefully someday soon. Take good care and I will see you next time.